Good morning, שפע ברכה והצלחה ישועים משפחתם של הקדושים והטהורים. We are now in two parashot, Tazria Metzora. Talking a lot about leprosy, tzarat in Hebrew. Of course, we have to mention it's not the leprosy that we know from the illness that we've got today. It's something differently. It's something else, nothing to compare. This is a spiritual disease that you see on the physical body. It's like the skin is covered with white patches and the air is turning to white or yellow. We're not going to go to all the details, but the idea is that it reflects what's happening inside. For example, hairs, they come from the inside, outside. So the hair turns to white, it means that you've got leprosy with all other signs, but the idea is that the air comes from inside to outside. In other words, the leprosy is on things that you not always see from the outside, and God is making you, showing it to others, so others will see you have a problem. Especially when we talk about leprosy, tzarat, call it tzarat, which is better. Tzarat is especially on Lashon Hara, speaking badly on people. Lashon Hara, which unfortunately we are all surrounded with Lashon Hara. And when we're talking about Lashon Hara, one of the main ideas here is something very strange happening. We have this tzarat, it's a skin disease, and then the Torah tells us, 1 minute. ואם פרוח תפרח הצרת באור וכיסתה הצרת את כל אור הנגע בראשו ועד רגליו וכל מראה הכהן וראה הכהן. In other words, the leprosy, the skin disease, is covering the whole skin, the whole body. כיסתה את כל בשרו וטיהר את הנגע. So it's pure. How can this be? 2 minutes ago, when he had this disease, he was ill, he was impure, and now when he's all with this illness, he is pure. Well, what's the idea behind it? So here we have to understand, God is not punishing us. Nega is from touching, negea lingoa. God is touching us in order to wake us up and to make us do tshuva, do things better, and understand that we have a problem. And here, especially when we're talking about talking badly on people, sometimes we are so used to it that we don't even understand that we did something wrong. So it gives us this disease. And what happens in this disease? We go outside of the camp and sit by ourselves alone to understand what we did. And this is also very interesting. Do you remember, we still have it today, but in a small version, the corona, the COVID. What was happening there? The COVID insulated us. We had to sit, each one of us, alone. Couldn't see the family, not the children, not the grandchildren, not our parents. And Badad yeshev michutz lamachane. What is written on the one who's got a tzarat? Badad alone will sit outside the camp. And that's why we were sitting alone. In Esger, Bodedim, Badad. And why? We covered our faces with masks, the mouth and the nose. The mouth, what you're speaking, Lashon Hara. And the nose, don't stick your nose where you don't have to stick it. Al titchof ta'af shechad shelo tzarich. This is exactly the idea of the leprosy, of the tzarat. And God is showing us, the whole world is shaming. We have things, terrible things happening around with Lashon Hara. Talking badly on people. Look what's going around us. So God brought this corona to us, this COVID. The whole world. Did we learn? Did we improve ourselves? Did we stop talking Lashon Hara? Did we? Unfortunately not. So what did God do? Why we haven't got this corona anymore, this COVID? The same reason that when the tzarat is covering the whole body, you are pure. Why? Because the whole idea of the tzarat is that you will fix your ways. But imagine to yourself today, if we have to put outside the camp alone, yes, everybody who talks Lashon Hara, who talks badly, who is going to stay in the camp? Unfortunately, most of the people are going to sit outside, so they're not going to be alone. They're going to be together. Those who are going to be alone are those who kept their mouth and didn't talk Lashon Hara. They will sit alone. So, of course, there is no reason to go on with this tzara. So then, when you see it's all covered, the whole thing, so come back. God will find a different way in order to teach you, to teach us how to go in the right way, how to fix our Lashon Hara, especially this hatred that goes around. And what happened? Unfortunately, we all know. Do we learn? Some of us did. Some of us do. But some of us, unfortunately, going on spreading hatred, Lashon Hara, everywhere. Don't we understand what God is telling us? Don't we understand that God wants us to be together? We are now counting the Omer. What's the idea of the Omer? The idea of the Omer is that we're counting every day, which is, if you see, you have two words, Tiferet Shebayesod. Those are against the Eser Sfirot, the 10. We're not going to go into it, it's Kabbalah. But the idea is that we are building ourselves, going out of Egypt to build ourselves as a nation. Because Am Yisrael was born in Yetziat Mitzrayim. Yetziat Mitzrayim is the birth of Am Yisrael. The birth of Am Yisrael going out of slavery to freedom in the spiritual meaning. And this is why we build ourselves through Sfirat HaOmer, and every day we elevate ourselves and build something else in order to get where? Matan Torah. When we're giving the Torah on Shavuos, and what's written there? Vayichan Sham Yisrael. Vayichan Sham Yisrael, and Am Yisrael were camping there in the Mount of Sinai, in Yachid, in singular, and not in plural. It had to be written, Vayachanu Sham Yisrael. Says Rashi, Ke'ish echad belev echad, like one. And that's exactly the idea. Like one. That's what God wants from us. Now, especially in this time, and look what's happening around us. This is the time to build ourselves. And the idea is that it is an individual building. God doesn't want us to let go of who we are. No! We have to use our potential. We have to use our talent. We have to use what God gave us, but not for ourselves, but for everybody, for Klal Yisrael. It's like when we're talking about being together. The parashat talks about female and male, or zachar v'nekeva. And some of us are still thinking that the Torah looks at the man as the male, as he is on top of the woman, of the top of the female, which is wrong. That's definitely not the idea. Each one of us got those two powers, the male power and the female power. The male power is giving, and the female power is taking. And you need both of them. Because if you want to give and there is nobody to give to, and if you want to take or to receive and there is nobody that gives you, so you need both, giving and taking, giving and receiving. And the power, the male power is the giving, and the female power is receiving or taking. And this is a power that each one of us got. Doesn't matter if he is a man or a woman. We all have got those two powers. And the idea is to combine those two powers. And this is a nice story that Rav Sina is telling. And I told you in the past, and I'm going to tell you, it was this couple coming to consult the Rav, because they had problems in their marriage. And they sit in the Rabbi, and the wife starts and says, I don't know, we just now, I saved the business from bankruptcy, from going finish, mechola, and my husband is going on doing the same stupid thing he did before. Husband saying, what? She is now making my best friends hate me. They all hate us. And she says, yes, of course. Well, you're giving the friends with no money. You're doing the same thing that you did before. You just give stuff and they don't pay, and you go on giving them more merchandise, more items, and they don't pay. He says, yes, but you, look what you did. And so the Rav, it's a very interesting story. The Rav says, it gives them a pure explanation how to behave and how to do. But the general idea that he gives them is, we have to understand, when you go to a marriage counselor, what did they say? Tevater, give up. Give up. Give up, give up, give up, give up. But that's not the right word. Lo levater. Give. Chesed. Not give up. Not feel that you are losing something. No, you're giving something. You're doing chesed. And when a couple everybody is giving, not losing things, not giving up, not, oh, okay, אני מוותר. No, not לוותר, לתת. Netina, chibur, to combine both forces together. For example, this story with this couple. They have a business. What does the husband want? Does the husband want to lose money? Of course not. He doesn't want to lose his friends. And what is the wife? What she wants? Does she really want her husband to lose his friend? No. She just wants him to pay what they take. So, can we both do something together? Of course. When the next friend comes, so should tell him, my dear friend, you want more stuff? It's no problem. But first of all, pay for what you took before, because we almost lost the business. And now we cannot just give away stuff without getting paid. Now, if he's a friend, what is he going to do? If he hasn't got the money, he says, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to try and find the money to pay you what I owe you. And if he's got the money, he's going to pay. Here, I'm paying. Of course, he's a friend. But if he's saying, no, I don't want, this is no friend. So here, by doing this, we have both. Because the one who is a friend stays a friend. The one who is not a friend, who needs him? And from the other side, a friend will pay. And those who are not friends, they're not going to get any more stuff. So also what the wife wanted and also what the husband, both things happen. This is when you combine forces. This is when you do things together. And this is exactly what we said before, the idea of Sfirat HaOmer. Sfirat HaOmer is from one point an individual counting. Each one of us has to count by himself. Nevertheless, the halacha says that if somebody else counting and you say amen, it's not enough. In b'di'evet, if he was in intention to lotzi, to do it for you, and you had the intention to hear it from him, but the halacha clearly says, lechatchila, you have to count by yourself. Why? Because it's building yourself, but for everybody. Sfirat HaOmer is from one side an individual counting, and from the other side is a communal counting, the klal of Am Yisrael. Because the idea is that at the end of the Sfirah we will get to the point, Ke'ish echad belev echad, to be united together. And this is exactly the idea. And when we look around and we see what's happening, God is showing us. They say the Chafetz Chaim, when something happened in the other side of the world and he heard about it, he was lying on the floor. He says, well, what are you doing? He says, everything that happens in this world is a sign, first of all, for us, for the Jewish nation. Because we are the leaders. We have to show the light to the whole world. But first of all, we have to be the light. We have to take the light and work with it. We have to take the laws of the Torah, and especially V'ahavta le'recha kamocha ani Hashem. Love your fellow man like you love yourself. But don't forget Ani Hashem. Only with God. Only when God is involved. Without God there is nothing. That's not love. It's just a say. That's got no meaning. No inside. It's like Lashon Hara. From the outside you said, why? Oh, you're my friend. And inside you all rotten and think badly on your friend, which is wrong. And sometimes you say things in order to do some things that it maybe could look like a normal thing, but it is Lashon Hara. That's why the Tzarat came to the world, showing that something is wrong with you. So somebody will see, says, you have to go to the Kohen to see what's wrong with you. And the Kohen looks, and then you have the chance to make tshuva, and then he goes away. And if not, it's spreading, and then you have to go outside the camp and sit by yourself and think what you did. And then something unbelievable happens. If it was a physical illness, If you sit outside the camp and you're not allowed to wash and you're not allowed to cut your hair and you are dirty, what's going to happen if you have a skin disease? It's going to get worse. But here, no. The minute you start thinking good on your friend, understanding what you did, the tzarat goes away, the leprosy goes away, and you see it's going smaller and smaller. But if you don't do it, if you go on in your Lashon Hara, then it's bad. It's very bad. And the point is that when it's covering the whole body, when everybody is, unfortunately, it's got this Lashon Hara, so the tzarat has got no meaning. It's not going to help. So yes, you can go back to the camp and think about what you did, because you came to a point of no return. But God is in mercy. He's got the ways to show us. And if the corona didn't work, He brought other things on us. But we have a simple solution. The thing that we have to do is to understand, to live together, to start loving each other in a real way, from the inside. And then the tzarat will go. And then the corona, like it went, and still we have here and there, and we add other tzuros, all those tzuros are going to go away. And the Mashiach will come. The Geulah will come. If we prepare ourselves to this point of being together, Vayichan Sham Yisrael, Ke'ish echad belev echad, like one, with one heart. This is the idea of the leprosy, of the tzarat. This is the idea which every time when we read it, when it's covering the whole body, it lost the purpose. And when it lost the purpose, God just showing us, it's not a punishment. Because if it was a punishment, if it would cover the whole body, you will die. Because you're not doing tshuva. But no, God is mercy. God is showing us this is not a physical illness. This is a spiritual illness. Don't think for a minute that when this is covering your body that you have a problem physically. You have a spiritual problem. Start thinking good and you see it's going away. Think bad and it's covering the whole body. And when it covers the whole body, God is showing you, I don't need this tzarat anymore because there is no influence. That's not the reason why I brought it in. So it takes it. You can come back to the camp and I will teach you in a different level. That's what the corona was. It came to tell us, keep your mouth. Don't stick your nose where you don't have to, where you don't need to stick it. Sit alone and think about it, what you did, and the Lashon Hara that is surrounding all of us. And unfortunately, we didn't learn the lesson. Lashon Hara is still there. So God brought on us other things. And our prayer is that we should look and understand that God is giving us signs. God wants us to be together. Especially now when we're counting the Omer. Each one of us got talent. Each one of us got abilities. Let's take our own abilities, build them up in order to help everybody, to the Klal Yisrael, to get to the level Ke'ish echad belev echad. And then Mashiach Tzidkenu Yavo and will win the Geulah. All the best.